say full. Okay, so in this video I am making a concept sketch for this building here, and which is partially started here, but I'm going to draw it over here. So it's 17 feet by 10 foot 4. So I'm going to go. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to type 17 feet, comma 10 foot 4 inch. I don't actually have to type the inch part, but I'm going to. Whoops, I moved that. Let me do that again. So 17 feet, comma 10 foot 4, and it goes that way. Okay, of course it does. So I'm going to bring it up 8 feet high. 8 feet high like that, and I'm going to, just for the heck of it, I'm going to rotate this. Okay, like that, and I'm going to bring it around like this. So now it's rotated and ready to go. So that's 8 feet high, and now I'm going to put the doors and windows on here. So the sizes are all up to you. The design is all up to you. Okay, I'm going to take my tape measure here, and now to find the window, so here's how I would find a window here. I know that I want the window in the center of the wall. I'm going to click once here with my tape measure and start to drag it. And as I drag it, you see what I do? You see what I did? Take the tape measure and I drag it along that edge. Why do I drag it on that edge? Because I don't like doing math. SketchUp does it for me. You see that? It found the center without me having to do any math. There we go. Okay, it's not the world's most difficult math anyway, but so that's the center. Now, how wide do I want to make the window? I want to make the window, let's make it 42 inches in width. So half of 42 is 21. So in one direction, I go 21 like that. I hit enter. And then from that point, I go back the other way, 42. Okay, you see what I did there? So from the center line, I went halfway in one direction, and then I went back the full direction the other way. I'm going to click down here, and I'm going to bring this up. Standard height for doors and windows is 80 inches, so I'm going to come up 80 inches like that. And then I'm going to bring it down. Let's come down 40. Okay, I just made that up out of thin air, 40. So there it is, okay? And now I can draw a rectangle. And now I'm about to use a tool that you may not have used before. So there's my window. And now what I have to do is I have to make it pop, okay? So look at over this one. See this? This has like what we call brick mold around it on the outside of a building. Brick mold, or in other words, casing, but that usually is for the inside of a home. I'll call this brick mold. So to do that, I could sit here with a tape measure, and I could measure, two inches in either direction or whatever, and draw a line. There is another tool here, and that tool looks like, where'd it go? It is this one here. It's called offset. Okay, and the offset tool, I'm going to take that and I'm going to go here and I'm going to click. You have to wait for it to grab that edge. Okay, let me try over here. There it is, right there. I'm going to click on that edge and I'm going to bring that out like this. Okay, now I'm going to come out 3 inches. So I type 3 and there it is. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the push-pull tool and I'm going to click once. Let me get rid of that. Okay, so I'm going to go in here. I'm going to see how it highlights, right? It highlights the different areas. So I'm going to click there, and I'm going to pull it at 1 inch, like that. So now I have that. And I'll back it off, and I'll get rid of some of these lines here that I don't need anymore, like that. And now I'm going to go and do the door. Okay, so the door, let me grab my tape measure. The door is, I'm going to come in, just for argument's sake, I'll come in 12 inches, and then I will come in another 3 feet. Okay, 3 feet is a standard width for an exterior door. So myself, I came in 12 inches, and then I went 3 feet, and I'm going to go up 80 inches, just like the window. Okay, just to keep the height standard. And then I'm going to draw my box. So there's my box around here like that. And now I'm going to do the same casing around it. I could try the offset tool. Okay, I could do that. But the problem with using the offset tool here is it creates a line at the bottom. You see at the bottom? And I don't want the line at the bottom. Okay, so, I mean, I could spend my time erasing it, I guess. But I am just going to take my tape measure and I'll do a 3-inch line there, a 3-inch line here, and over here. Okay, 3, 3, and 3, and that way I can just take my pencil and I can draw around. Okay, the other thing I could do, so I could take the pencil and draw around there. The other thing I could do is I could just draw another rectangle like this. You see that? Just go up and around like that. And it doesn't matter if I just drew a double line on the bottom, that doesn't really matter. And now I take the push-pull tool, which is here, and I'm going to bring that out 1 inch just like the window, like so, okay? Now if I want to get, I mean, I don't have to do this right now, but eventually I could put a little finishing touch on here. I could put a little doorknob here like this, pull it out. Okay, anyway, so that basically takes care of that part of the building. And then I'm going to get rid of these lines here, and now I'm going to think about the roof. So this is basically done. This part of the concept sketch is done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to group it. So 1, 2, 3, right click and make a group. Okay, and now I'm going to think about the roof. So the roof, watch what I do here. The roof, I'm just going to where'd my rectangle tool go? There it is. I'm going to take a rectangle. Because this is grouped, I can draw anything on top of it now, and it won't stick. So I'm going to draw a rectangle there. I'm going to lift that up 6 inches. Okay. Why 6 inches? Well, 6 inches because that's actually, you see this piece here? See that brown piece going there? In reality, that would be done with a 2x6, which is like 5.5 inches. So for my SketchUp model, I'm not going to try to be too precise. I'm just calling it 6 inches. Okay, and what I do with this now is I need the overhang, right? An overhang is that's an overhang right there. Okay, see that? So let's jump in here with the tape measure and measure what kind of an overhang I put on this building. I put a 6-inch overhang on the sides, and then at the front, because I have this front porch here, right? On the excuse me, on the front here, I put, let me back off. Okay, what is that? That is 4 feet. 6 inches on the side and 4 feet on the front. Let me back out of here. You ever notice with this zoom tool, if it helps to place it on the thing that you want to zoom into. You see that wall right over there? If I want to go over and zoom in on that wall, put your cursor on the, I'll get this thing. Put your cursor on the thing you want to zoom to. And look at that. Look at how accurate that is. That zooms right in. Okay, I don't know. Not everyone realizes that when they're using the zoom tool. Okay, let me back out and let me go back in. Where's mine? Okay, 6 inches on the sides, 4 feet at the front. So let me grab the push-pull tool. I'll pull this out 6 inches like that. Let me show you another trick. So I just did 6 inches on the side, right? So I want to match that on the other two sides. This is just an efficiency thing. I don't have to type 6 inches again. If I just pulled that out 6 inches, as soon as I double click on this, 1, 2, it pulls it out 6 inches as well. And I can do the same over here. Double click, that pulls it out 6 inches. Okay, now the front is not 6 inches. The front comes out 4 feet. 4 feet like that. Okay, so there's that. Now I want a line down the middle, so let me grab the tape measure here and come in here. So I want a line down the middle, so I'm going to click once on the edge and start to move it. And because I don't like math, actually I love math, but I don't feel like it right now. So SketchUp tells me where halfway is. You see that? See how I did that? I don't know if everyone knows about that. Put the tape measure on the edge, bring it along, and as soon as it turns blue, that's 5'8". And if you want to double check, you measure from the other side, 5'8". Okay? And then I put a line down the middle. So this is called a gable roof. This is a very simple roof. Gable roof. Okay? And now, now the magic happens. Okay, what's the magic? Here comes the magic. Watch this. Now I need my move tool. Where's the move tool? There it is. Okay. Now, all I have to do here is grab that line and lift it up. Okay, see that? So I lift it up straight. Now, how do I know it's straight? Well, you have to make sure that it's straight. And the way you do that is by following the blue dotted line. If that dotted line is not blue, then it's not straight up and down. If it's crooked like that, you see it's not blue anymore. Now, if you have trouble, and so right there, that's blue. Now, if you have trouble with that, if you have trouble keeping it on the straight and narrow there, straight up and down, here's what you do. You click the top arrow on your keyboard. I'm going to do that right now. Click, and that locks it in. So now I have no choice. Despite the movement of my cursor, it locks it in place. Now, what if I used the side arrow? So I'm going to click the side arrow that points to the left. You see that? Now it's locked in to green, and if I do the other one, it's locked into red going that way. So I'm going to click the top arrow, and now it's locked into blue like that. Okay, so I just lift that up to where I'm interested in. Let's see how this is looking. Here, I'm going to grab the move tool again and grab that and start lifting. Okay, so I like that right there. Okay, and get rid of this. And so it's coming along. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of the detail on it. So you see this? You see, this is called a gable end on a building. You see this here? You don't have to do this, but I like it on mine. I'm going to punch that in. So I'm going to recess that. Pardon me. Now, how do I do that? First I'm going to bring a line from here over to here. Okay, and then I'm going to take the tape measure and I'm going to measure down 6 inches. 6, like that. And I'm going to measure. Actually, I think I might be able to use the offset here. Where's the offset tool? There's the offset tool. So let me try that. Offset is it's a sensitive tool. Okay, so you just have to wait for it. Click. Nope. Click. It wants to jump to its own conclusion. That's the thing. There we go. Okay, so that will work, but all I need a guideline to kind of tell it where to go, and that's what this is for. So I'm going to bring this in 6 inches like that, and then use the offset. Let's see if this works. Click and bring it down like that. There we go. Okay, and then use my push-pull tool, and I'm going to push it back inside the building 6 inches, like so. Okay, let me get rid of that guideline. And now, no, that didn't work. Okay, I'm not going to use the offset. So what I'm going to do is now I could have monkeyed around with that. I could have made it work, but I'm going to bring this down like so. And yeah, it's just going to come down to that point there. So I'm going to bring this down like that, and then like this, and push that back in. Push that back in 6 inches like so. Okay. Get rid of my guides. Okay, and that takes care of that. And then I would do the same thing at the other end. So at the other end, I would take the tape measure, come in here like this, down 6. 6. Now that first one didn't catch. You see what happened with that first one? That's a common thing. I thought it was going down, but it was actually going across the roof. Okay, very common thing. So bring this down 6. And then I have to connect. Where's my line tool? I have to connect that point with that point there, and then connect these. This to here, and this to here. Okay, and then push the thing in. Push it in 6 inches, like that. I know I'm moving quickly, but I hope you're getting the concept, and also I'm recording this as well. Okay, final thing to do here, last thing to do, actually second last thing, because I still have to put the textures and all that stuff on it. So so what I have to do is I have to put the posts on it now. So how do I do the post? Watch this. I go under here, I take the tape measure tool, I double click, 1, 2, and that sends a line out for me there, and I have to do the same thing on the other side. Double click on this wall, that sends a line because I want the post to be in line with those sidewalls, right? Now I'm going to come back from the front here. I'm going to come back 6 inches. So from here I come back 6, like that. Now I have to do a post, right? I want to do an 8x8 post. 8x8 post is actually 7 1/4. Okay, believe it or not, 8x8 is 7 1/4 by 7 1/4. So I'm typing 7.25 like that. And I take the rectangle tool, click there, click there. Now, here's another trick you may not know about with the push-pull tool. Actually, I think I want to make those, yeah, I want to make those posts, I want to group them differently. So the roof is all done. Okay, I don't want the post to be part of that, so I'm going to triple click 1, 2, 3, make it a group. So I have one group for the building, I have one group for the roof, and I'll have a final group for the posts. Okay, so where's my tape measure? There it is. So what did I say? So I've already come in the 6 inches. I want to go 7.25 and 7.25. Like this, 7.25. Okay, and rectangle tool is right there. Like so, and then the push-pull tool. So I bring this down. Now, here's the trick that you may not know about. When you bring the push-pull tool down, so I want to determine that length. I don't have to measure it in this case because I want it to line up with the bottom of the building. So I take the cursor and I move it over to line up with the bottom of the building. You see that? And I click, and that is it. And now I'm going to triple click on that. I'm going to make it a group. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to move it over to the other side. Move and copy, which you should know how to do this by now. Moving and copying. You have to make sure you grab it in the correct spot. I don't know if anyone is still grabbing it just any old place. If you grab it any old place and then you make a copy like that, it's going to be hard to place it on the other side. It's very hard to line it up. So instead of doing that, I'm going to decide where to grab it. You see I'm grabbing it right in the corner. Click once, start to drag it, copy it with the Option key on a Mac or the Control key on a PC. And this allows me to place it precisely where I want it to go, like that. Okay, last thing is color. Okay, we have to decide about color here. So let me get rid of my guides first of all. Okay, and so get rid of those, get rid of those. What is this down here? Oh, that's the cubby triplets. That's where I put it. You ever lose your keys in your wallet and stuff? That's me. Okay, so this is that. And then actually there is one more part that I have to draw. Because it's a concept sketch, it's nice to draw like some sort of a ground cover. You see this? Okay, so that's what I'm going to do here. So to draw something like that, all I do is I come in here and I start drawing from one corner. I create a rectangle, right? And I give that rectangle a thickness. It only has to be, like I'm only going to go 1 inch thick. It doesn't have to be thick at all. And then I pull it out. So with the push-pull tool, I pull it out on all sides. Okay, so I click here and I bring it out, I don't know, 12 inches. Whoop. I bring it out 112, okay, to there. And then all I have to do here is double click, 1, 2, and it matches. You see that? Okay, and same with the other two sides. All I have to do here is double click, and it brings it out and matches it. That's a real time saver when you have a bunch of those to do. Okay, so let's bring the color in now. And so where's the paint bucket? The paint bucket's here. So the paint bucket comes up. Now, if you click, here are your colors here. If you click on the search button, it will tell you, or it will bring up a bunch of options about glass and so on. Okay, so let's do, why don't we do the windows first? Okay, so there's glass and mirror. And so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to open this portion of the model. See, I double clicked on that group and I'm going to put that color in the window. Actually, I don't want to see inside. Let's reflect the sky, shall we? There. Okay. So that takes care of that. And then let's do the trim around the doors and the window. So I'm going to double click on the model and we're going to put a color. Okay, so let's go to colors here. What else do we have? We have patterns, roofing, and the colors are back here. Okay, so why don't we go? No, I'm gonna just gonna do it. I'm gonna do a yellow trim. I'm gonna do a mustardy trim today. Okay, so that, there we go, and there we go. Now watch this. I have to get really detailed here, otherwise you're going to see a little strip of white there. Okay, so there we go, and I could keep going here. You can spend your time getting that absolutely perfecto. Okay, myself, I'm not. Now I'm going to do a green just because I feel like being. Oh, I hope I'm not offending anybody. I'm not great with colors. Okay, I'll be the first to admit it. So this is not my. Maybe I should not offend people today and put purple. No, oh my God. Okay, someone's going to have to advise me. Okay, don't let me go clothes shopping by myself. So that takes care of the colors. Okay, and then now, oh, the front door. Okay, how about a really awesome green there? Perfect. Okay, that looks like the suit that I wore to my grade 8 graduation. Now we're going to do some roofing. So here we go. I'm going to, whoops, SketchUp has to catch up with me here. I'm going to open that up. Sometimes you can take a color and paint the whole model. Yeah, you can. See that? Okay, but I don't actually want to do the whole thing. So that's where I open the group. I double click and I open the group, and then I take the shingles and I put them on part of that group, but you have to have the group open. Okay, now what color did I do the trim below? I did it that awful yellow. Okay, so I'm going to open this up, and I think it was that one. So now I do the trim here, and there we go. Okay, now in the gable end, inside the gable end here, okay, I would do the yellow here and the yellow here, or the trim color. Okay, and then I can do, on the exposed end part, you could do a painted panel on the end. You could also do shingles on the end. Okay, so inside there, I could choose the same shingle as the roof, and I could do it there, or I could, I could choose a painted panel. There we go. Okay. Don't anybody send me any hate mail over this. Okay, my apologies. And just because I'm headed in a bad direction here with the color, let's do red posts like that. Come on, there we go. And for the ground cover, I've already used a couple of ground covers. Why don't we use a red pebble or something on the ground cover? Okay, perfect. This actually, you know what it looks like? It looks like if you've ever been to a provincial park, and if you've ever seen any of the buildings left over from 1970 that they used to build, this is kind of this color scheme that they used to do. Okay, that's it. That's my building. That's my concept sketch, and then I would take that. And if you don't already know how, like there is you export it as a PNG or PDF, and that's how you hand it in. So don't send in the SketchUp file. Okay, that is it for the concept sketch.